Good. Share our warp stone, and I will not eat you. Yet.
How is everybody doing? Hello. We've got the wrong one on there. Let's go to that one. There we go. How's everybody doing? Hello. Hello. Happy whatever day it is. Happy whatever day it is? What day is it? Spiky boy, how are you, dude? Spiky boy, how are you? How is the spike? How is the spike? Facecam looks a little bit dark. Facecam looks a little bit dark. There we go. How are you, Spiky boy? And we got a one-stop.
Quarantine activated.
Dude, we're getting you hyped. We're getting you hyped, one stop. We are getting you hyped. You're priming Imperial March Stormtroopers. Oh, that's a really good thing. That's the March. That's what we need to do for March. None of this March for McCrag crap. I need to paint my Stormtroopers. That's a great call. And I need to paint my Imperial TIE Fighter. Yes! Imperial March. Oh, Spike, you've just returned my faith in March, so I don't have to put up with that March from McCrag bullshit. How are you doing, One Stop? Everything okay? God, I'm cold. I'm cold. Why am I cold today? Why am I cold today? There we go. Lots of the lion stuff to paint today, which should be quite cool. You have a squad of stormtroopers and one scout squad, an imperial officer and an imperial agent to get going on. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. This is quite cool. I quite like them doing all this kind of black book stuff. I think it's quite good. I mean, I have all the black books, but I think this is quite cool that they have put these on. Open that link up. I love it. Stu. I love it. Absolutely love the. I quite like the World Eaters. Boom, World Eaters. You may be borrowing an army off of me. Oh, for heresy. Purply purples. We have a one stop in chat who is joining me in Horus Heresy, which is cool because now I get to play somebody at Horus Heresy, which is great. You got 13,000 points of Iron Warriors. So you're going to use Iron Warriors to practice, and then while you paint up your World Eaters. That's amazing news. I think so as well. He was super impressed with the Raven Guard that I took over last night for him to see, and he was like, "Yes, I definitely need to do Horus Heresy." And I was like, "You won't be disappointed. It's annoyingly like hobby addictive, and you'll love it, and it's right up your street." But then he wanted to paint World Eaters red and bronze, and I was like, "Well, how about white? Because it looks great." So yeah. You brought your crows yesterday. No, I just took like one box just to show kind of like what a Horus Heresy kind of half army would look like. So yeah, I took one box of crows. And Stu was like, "Ooh." It was cool. It was good. Well, I think it was good. I don't know what Stu thinks.
Route alert!
Avian!
Route alert, abandoned shop!
Why do you
This is
keep
not a
saying
daffodil.
early
Repeat,
stream?
This is
literally the same time I normally stream. He has 7,000 points of wolves, but apparently 3rd edition messed up all his infantry up. Okay, I don't know about what's messing things up. I've not heard any complaints about 3rd edition particularly, and it feels like I'm sort of likening Horus Heresy to Lord of the Rings, where you kind of just want to tell a story with your army, sort of thing. He can't play 40% of his units anymore. Are they not the ones that went into Legends, and Legends are all legal? I think maybe they're the ones that went into Legends. I have heard that actually. Because you bounce about like a rabbit. What? I bounce about like a rabbit? Nice gaming room, by the way. I like the picture. The picture was cool, wasn't it? Yeah, it was really, really cool. Nice. So that's Marcus's garage. Or garage. Can't play... So... Yeah, maybe... Legacies. Here we go. Legacies. Let's see what the Space Wolves have. Space Wolves are down here. Space Wolf. Yeah, they're all here, look. So maybe... I don't know. I don't know what his army is. But the rule books did lose the kind of the rule books that they sold lost or didn't include a lot of the units, and there was a lot of uproar and like grumpiness from the Horus Heresy community. And then literally when 3rd edition came out, they went, oh, here's all the rest of the stuff as well. So this is all legal as well. Everybody uses them. On the upside, I found all my downloads on the missions and lore from 2. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, so I've got the second ed. I've got all the second ed books that they sent me. And I just kind of flick through just to kind of clear up in my head what each unit is, because the units are slightly different. They're slightly different in kind of naming and what they were intended to do. So trying to find Devastator units, for instance, a Devastator squad is not called a Devastator squad. Did you have a model? Keep unless it's some ancient regiment. No model, into Legacies you go. He also said Iron Warriors are really easy to pick up and play. Yes, probably. So is the plan, is just clearing this up one stop, are you borrowing those to kind of learn to play and while you build your World Eaters? Because World Eaters look fucking cool. But yeah, if the units aren't in the Black Book, the Liber, if your units aren't in the Liber, they'll be in the Legacies document, and the Legacies document is not like the Legacies document of 40k. Stop rushing me in army. But so the Legacies document is not Legacies in 40k. This isn't like, oh, we're getting rid of these. This is like a stopgap until they bring out new models, sort of. So all of these are legal. You can use all of these. Like the entire community use all of these. I think you can even use these in Warhammer World when they do tournaments at Warhammer World or events at Warhammer World, because they have things like, where's the Raven Guard? They have things like the Raven Guard Deliverer Squad. So the Raven Guard Terminators with Lightning Claws. So you can use everything. Good idea. Stop rushing me an army. I was just wanting to make sure that you weren't like veering off and going Iron Warriors. That's all. So Sexy Science Hannah in chat, she's doing Iron Warriors. Purpley Spark in chat, she's doing Custodes. Avian in chat, Avian is Dark Angels and Admech or Mechanicum. And I am obviously Raven Guard, Dark Angels, Night Lords, and Custodes. So I've got 4 by accident. So, yeah. Yo, Sinister, how you doing? How you doing, Sinister? Sinister. So hopefully that clears up any kind of any wonderings and ponderings, because there are, where's the World Eaters? There's a World Eaters unit in here, isn't there? There, World Eaters Red Hand Destroyer Mortalis squad and the Assault squad. So Destroyer squads are the ones with rad pistols and stuff, and then if you have an assault squad, if it's called an assault squad, they've got jump packs on. So that's a destroyer squad, which are all like pistols with like Volkite pistols and stuff. And then a destroyer assault squad is Volkite pistols with jump packs. And then Red Hand is probably Transfigured Angron and 10 Red Butchers. That's 1k. Fuck's sake, Stu. Why did we let you into? Why did we want you in Horus Heresy? That's yeah. I'd forgotten Stu does very Stu lists. So Stu likes the big stuff. So Stu is going to be running Mastodons, and transfigured Angron. Oh dear. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so it's as I've been trying to put into words. I've been struggling to put into words.
You can always build more killbots.
Target, how you doing, dude? I've been struggling to put into words for Stu the kind of the hobby, the hobby, like, well that you sort of fall down when you do Horus Heresy. And there's like, you fall down a well, and it's like you fall down a well, and then you kind of get caught, and you catch yourself, and then you see something else, and you fall, and then you fall further, and then you fall further, and you just end up like with like this massive underground cave with all sorts of like different bits of lore and ideas and things that all just get sprinkled on the top. So, for instance, I was explaining about the Raven Guard, and the Raven Guard. Let's open up. Where's the? No, it's not that one. Where's the black book thing? Pages from the black books. Tooth and Claw. There we go. So this thing for the same idea for the Raven Guard, and there's like little snippets of things that happen, and like in the Korax book, they fight with some solar auxilia. They've all got shiny black armor, so you kind of have to. Not kind of have to, but you can, in your head, you then get excited to ally in a small force of solar auxilia, all with shiny black armor, and then there's a picture in the black books in the similar way of this. So just in the similar. So this is your normal kind of World Eaters assault legionary, who maybe they have red shoulder pads or something, but then there's a Medusan Immortal. So then you can just kind of go, oh well, I kind of want like a Medusan Immortal unit, so I could add those in, and I could equip them with XYZ, and I could paint them a different colour, because then they could like add a bit of variety. So armies never tend to be, or have reason not to be, all one colour, which is really cool. So like Raven Guard, for instance, my Raven Guard are like that kind of really dark black turquoise. No, I haven't read the lore yet. I'm going to read it in a second, Avian. Calm down. The article's only just dropped, Avian. So, and we're going to kind of try and hype One Stop up with some of the lore from it. So the Raven Guard is that it's my kind of like that really dark turquoise. And then the reconnaissance squad, there's a picture in the same way as these kind of little art things, of a reconnaissance marine that's like jet black. So I'm going to have my kind of dark turquoisey Raven Guard, and then jet black reconnaissance squads, and then the red of the Deliverers. So I'm going to have like variety across the army again. So again, with the World Eaters, you can have this kind of white armor. And the red from either the Assault Legionary or maybe the Inducti have lots of red armor, because that's kind of slightly kind of verging over to the 40k World Eaters. So the Inducti, the new Marines that are coming in, get given red shoulder pads, and then the veterans end up with the more classic blue shoulder pads that you get in the World Eaters. But then you could also have like an elite squad attached to the army that are these Iron Hands Medusan Immortals and stuff, and it's just super cool. And there's the Red Butchers. Yeah, it's fab. It's fab. Yes. So, why are the Medusan Immortals in here? Why are they attached? But yeah, you kind of get the idea, Stu. Like, you see a picture and you're like, ooh, I could expand upon that. Read the lore, perhaps. Okay, cool. So Red Butchers Terminator, red at the top. Oh yeah, proper cool. Chris doesn't read the lore. No, I like the World Eaters. The World Eaters. The thing is, I'm going to end up reading this. I'm going to end up reading this and being like, oh, I could just add some World Eaters. No, that's not going to happen. Right. Do I have to read it all? Probably Slaith. How are you doing, Slaith? Probably because, like most people, they forgot about the Iron Hands, had to cram something in last minute. Now, Slaith, this is in the first book. This is in Betrayal, which is the first book, so they didn't forget about Iron Hands at all. Iron Hands are literally in the first book. They are front and centre of the Black Books. Yeah. Is there any section in this? Because I'm not going to be able to read all of this on stream, but I kind of want to read a little bit of it for Stu. Is there any particular bit that I should read? Because there's lots of little kind of chapters and breakups and paragraphs and things in here. Be right back. Oh, Avian. Can't forget about the Iron Hands until after the drop site massacre. Can't forget about them. Why would you forget about them? I also glued that together. So I've also glued that together. So I'm on my way to my first Battlefleet Gothic. Stu, by the way, get a Battlefleet Gothic fleet so that we can play in May. Radicam spraying outside at +2. Nice, do it. Okay, let's have a quick look at World Eaters Assault Legionary. Legionary Balkoth served in Task Force Yagathadon, a mixed traitor legion force named for and led by the 16th Legion Centurion that included units drawn from Sons of Horus, Night Lords and World Eaters. The snow was melted off the black deck entirely. It's just a bit sunny. Nice. Balkoth is clad in modified Mark IV. What's your favourite Mark, Stu? What's your favourite Mark? I'm really waiting for Mark IV. I'm super excited for Mark IV. When they redo Mark IV, I'm like... Because I need some Mark IV for my Raven Guard, and I also want some for my Night Lords as well. The Dark Angels are going to be 1 and 2, Mark 1 and 2. My friend Mark, who plays at the local game store, that's my favourite Mark. Spike actually has a favourite Mark. Stu, if you say Pinder... you say Pinder is your favourite Mark. World Eaters Legion Memorial. Post Isfan 5. Okay, need to correct Chris. This is from Book 6, Retribution. It's the part of the story of the Black Shield. Oh! Oh! Hang on a second then, I need to get... although I suppose this is already here, isn't it? So I don't need to. Oh. Suborbital assault. Ortek Moore had a bit of a tiff with the Iron Hands Council. I like 3 with the blank chest plate. 3's pretty cool. 3's pretty cool. And you can get 3 now. You can get 3 now. Where's 3? Mark 2, Mark 2, Mark 3. Yes, yes, yes. Because then it shows up the white more so that you can blood splatter and chip everything everywhere. So my Dark Angels are going to be Mark 2 and Mark 3. My Night Lords are going to probably be like Mark 2, 3, 4, 6. Like all of them. As many as I can kind of cram in all randomly. Should be quite cool. Combatant forces. World Eaters, Overlord Cadre of fewer than 100 Legion command and support staff, estimated 3,500 legionaries, and as many as 11,000 unattested Legion inducti. There you go, there's your inducti, Stu. There's your inducti. 11,000 Legion inducti. Limited armoured support elements. Now, as well, Stu, if you go here, and you go to additional rules, not additional rules, sorry, legacies, there are Legions Inducti here, so there are rules for if you want to have a specific Legions Inducti squad, you do have rules for them, which are on page 12. So 11, 12. So those are your specific World Eaters Inducti squad rules. However, what you could do is paint them as if they're all inducti and then kind of have them as their specific unit types and rules. I thought you might have known more, Chris, because book 6 tells the Ashen Claws. So yeah, you can do inducti. Your inducti are bolter and chainswords, so they're the despoiler squads. Despoiler? I think they're despoilers. The pistol chainsaws. Raven Guard, Leech Siege to Fulgrim's perfect fortress in this free Horus Heresy mission. And that's the deliverers there. Super cool. After the apocalypse, which section of this should I read? The Sundered Seal, the beginning of the end. Here we go. Let's read the beginning of the end. Red Talons. Assault on the Marco silos. Ortet Moore's first deed in the assault of what hero models do you have in the World Eaters? What do you have available? Obviously you've got Khan. You've got Angron. Have you got a Praetor? You must have a Praetor. Of course, as usual, the website is laid out like shit. Oh. World Eaters Fellblade. I know what you're thinking, Stu. I know what you're thinking. Oh, you get Latara Sarin. Of course you do. You get Latara Sarin as well, dude. The dog is informing it's time for your walk. No! Oh, and you do have the Champion Console, who is like one of the coolest models in Horus Heresy as well. So you do have this dude, which you obviously just need to give an axe, and you're sorted. So he's badass as shit. There is the Mastodon. Vigilator, Prevarian. Moritats are badass. I've got lots of Moritats. Oh, that's it. No, you don't get many. Don't get many characters. I need to set up that on a timer, don't I? My Patreon. Need to set that up on a timer. Super cool. And you do have one of the best helmet sets as well. And as always, Stu, make sure you pick up the make sure you pick up the transfer sheet. Transfer sheets, Horus Heresy transfer sheets are fantastic. So make sure you pick up a transfer sheet. Because then you get loads of cool transfers just to kind of scatter all over and add detail to everything. So it's really cool. Use the EC one on the Lancer. Horus Heresy, yeah. Horus Heresy transfer sheets are peak perfection. They are very, very good. They are a little on the expensive side, but you get so much use out of them. I've got one for all of mine. So I've got one for the Custodes, I've got one for the Dark Angels, I've got one for the Raven Guard, I've got one for the Night Lords, and then I've also got one for the Emperor's Children as well, but I haven't actually got any Emperor's Children other than Lucius. So yeah, very cool. Right, where's that? Where is it? Here it is. Right, shall we read? I'm just going to read Assault on the macro silos. I'm going to read through this because I'm curious. Either that or the beginning of the end. So the assault on the silos is known to have begun on the 5th hour of the operation and represented the greatest moment of risk for the attackers. Archival records suggested that the Legio Audix Titan presence on Bot was likely to be massed to the north of the silos, but had yet to be located, necessitating the deployment of still more blocking forces to hold any Titan force that should appear at bay. One such interdiction force, consisting of Iron Hands Legion infantry mounted on heavy Mastodon assault transports. Avian, did World Eaters and Night Lords ever ally together in any battle narratively? Mastodon assault transports and supported by mid-weight Mauler battle tanks was dropped by a heavy transporter to the east of the silos, while there were two more, one of Iron Hands and one of Imperial Fist, were dropped still further to the north, beyond the immediate sector of operations. The instant the eastern drop set down, the larger force of World Eaters stationed at the silos reacted, as Moore must surely have predicted they would, abandoning any pretense at static defence and surging across the wastes to engage the attackers. To the north, meanwhile, the other two blocking forces reported only light opposition to their landings. Scattered gun clanners emerging from hidden crags in the blasted wastes to be cut to bloody rags in the rain of bolter fire that would meet them. With the bulk of the defenders of the macro silos swarming eastwards to give battle to the Iron Hands heavy units deployed there, Ortec Moore was then able to commit the true objective of the entire operation. This phase is known to have led by the Iron Father himself, attended by the Iron Hand Corps, the Morgul Clan Company, spearheaded by Ortec Moore's elite Gorgon Terminator units, a technology he had personally been able to replicate even as an exile of war. As an all-consuming battle raged across Trecomedia, a blazing hemisphere of light akin to a ball of lightning flared into existence upon the wastes of the south of the macro silos. Arcing plasma fused the sands. A mighty phalanx of iron-black Terminators was revealed to have teleported directly to the surface from the Red Talon's teleportarium deck, a singular device of the rarest pedigree. Soon the hulking warriors were bearing down on the western perimeter of the objective, the only defenders that could oppose the Cortex-controlled gun towers of the Sarum Mechanicum. These defences gave the Iron Hands no pause, and soon the force was pushed through the clustered ordnance silos towards the entrance of the subterranean stasis chambers. All the traitors were at drop site, I think, or maybe not the wizard boys. That's cool as shit, Stu. Stu, that's cool as shit. I'm going to lose it to Iron Hands, aren't I? Actually, I don't think I will. The moon looks like it's coming down. I think you're too excited by World Eaters just charging across in a very Stu way. Iron Hands don't quite play like Stu. The Stu meta. Some really cool photography and CGI on these, isn't there? Some really cool photography and CGI on all of this. Do you think they'll ever re-release the Black Books? What's the? Because I keep having. I don't close this down. There we go. Oh. Give me a second. I have downloaded it. Horus Heresy. There we go. Breaking of the Perfect Fortress. So that's the Raven Guard Deliverers there. 275 points for 5, Stu. 275 points for 5. Actually, what are they in? What are they in third? Hang on, where are they? What page are they on? 139. Whee! 157. 45, 39, 215 points for 5, so 430 points for 10. 430 points for 10 Terminators with Twin Lightning Claws. Oh, sorry, Combi Bolter and Power Weapon, and then you have to give them Twin Lightning Claws. Where's the Twin Lightning Claw option? There we go, so 10 points, so add another 100, so 530 points. So this is one reason why I need to get the new Termies, the new Cataphractii Terminators. But the new Cataphractii Terminators don't have Lightning Claws yet, so I'm hoping they're going to come, because they did show on Warcom at one of the reveals. When were the reveals? It was a New Year reveal, wasn't it? So the New Year reveals, they showed, I think it was Thousand Suns Cataphractii with I think they did Thousand Suns Cataphractii with Twin Lightning Claws. I'm sure they showed those. New Year preview. Was it the New Year preview? Was it the New Year preview? It wasn't, was it? It was before that. The New Year preview was the Custodies, wasn't it? What reveal show was it? Iron Hands might be the angriest legion. They just have to self-control, unlike the World Eaters. I need to get music on, don't I, before Olivia shouts at me. Whoops. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay. So that's that reveal show. Where are the Termies? There they are. So it's these ones. So that's those, and then I'm sure they showed... Did they show them in the... I'm sure they showed somewhere. They definitely showed somewhere. The Cataphracti. What happens if you search for Cataphracti in here? Is that it? Fuck's sake. Am I misremembering? I'm not misremembering. That's that one. There was definitely new Cataphracti. There was a picture of new Cataphracti, and there were 1,000 suns, and they had lightning claws. No. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering then. I'm sure I'm not though. Sure I'm not. There was definitely an article. Yeah, that's the same ones, do. That's the same page. There was definitely one with a picture. There was definitely an article with a picture of 1,000 Suns Cataphracti with lightning claws, and that was like the assault version. I must just be losing it. Like, why would I misremember that? Iron hands do look cool. Sexy Science Hannah's doing iron hands. I'm just checking it's not in the video. No, it's not in the video either, is it? No, I don't know. I don't know what happened then. I don't know what happened. There was definitely a picture. There was definitely a picture. It was a photograph of the unit on terrain like this. And they were either Thousand Sons or Emperor's Children. I think they were Thousand Sons. Thousand Sons, Cataphracti Terminators with lightning claws in the unit. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Let's paint. Let's paint. Let's paint. Let's do painty shit. We'll do some of the lion. We do have to. I've sanded that down a little bit. I need to kind of just keep shaping it and just softening off the edges a little bit so that I can drill that. But that's cool. And then look at this. Look at this. Da 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 da. These are really thin as well. These sails. I had to flatten all these out underneath a Horus Heresy book before I cured them so that the sails were straight. How gorgeous is that? Da 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 da. So yeah, I'm going to print another one as well because I want to. I want to. Of course I want to. Of course I want to. And when you can just print them, then why not? Why not have to? So yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to print another one. Why not? Why not? Why not? You may add. Why not? Hey Leo, how you doing? Over on YouTube, how are you, sir? Regards from Denmark. Regards back.
Oh my word. Christopher put on the music.
I did.
I'm out of a job now.
I did. I put it on so that Olivia wouldn't shout at me. Yay! Check me out. Check me out being awesome. How are you, Purples? Are you out from your meeting? Piot! What is the big Space Marine Knight model? This is the Lion. So this is a Primarch for Horus Heresy for the Dark Angels. So this is the Lion. Lionel Johnson of the Dark Angels. This is a Horus Heresy model. So I've got a couple of the... Well, I've got all the Primarchs for my legions. So this is the Lion, and then that is Corvus Corax, which I've given him a new head. So I gave him a new head and sculpted some hair on him. So I need to finish the sculpting on his hair, and then he's going to have a whip comes out of here. And then I also have Conrad Kurz as well, which I am completely reposing, which is quite fun. Runs up and bonks a heretic on the head with a power hammer. Why? He didn't notice the name. I did notice that you called me a tourist, but I'm not a tourist. I'm fantastic. And I am helping people out. I haven't grabbed I haven't grabbed Metal Gear Solid yet. I've got to wait for Twitch payments and things. I've got to try and be good a little bit. Never seen a Space Marine look as good as these two. The Marines I've seen all look a bit like toys. So these are all for a game called Horus Heresy. Piot. And Horus Heresy has a slightly better scale. To it. Than 40k. So you get a little bit more. A little less cartoony looks to things. Trying to get my mind around painting some knights' armigers in Ravenwing. Should say I'm not that lore accurate. Knights' armigers in Ravenwing. What in Ravenwing colours? So like black and grey. A little bit of red and green going on. Hello to everybody on YouTube, by the way, as well. All of you YouTubers who are chit-chattering. How are you doing, Gremlin? So I'm hoping that if I can get all of this, I'm hoping that if I can get all of this cloak kind of started and glazed and highlighted, then we can glue his arm on, then we can glue his sword on, and he'll start looking a bit more like the lion. Because then I need to start highlighting all the metallics and stuff. Do. Thank you very much for watching over on YouTube. I'm sure if Purples gets a chance, she will drop a link to my Patreon over on YouTube as well if you want to see some of my painting tutorials and conversion tutorials and things. Anybody who's on Twitch, you can do !Patreon on Twitch to show up the link and go and check it out. Hey Alfredo, how are you doing? Alfredo! Oh, cheers, Purples. I think there is a guy called Lionel in Warhammer, but he has a hooded head and a shield sword. Yes, this is the same guy. So this is Lionel Johnson in Horus Heresy. This is the same guy. And I've painted both of them. I painted the 40k one as well. I did him as a commission a year or so ago. After painting your Horus Heresy black shields, I'm now thinking of a colour scheme. It's dead easy, Alfredo. It's the clue is in the name, black. They literally just paint over their armour black. So lots of black, and if you've got the painting skill, you can add like some as if the armour's been painted, so you could kind of chip it away and show some colours from underneath. But yeah, it's just black. Have you got the Age of Darkness box, Stu? So have you got all the Mark 6 and the Dreadnoughts and the Land Raider and the Praetors and stuff? So this guy, obviously, the Lion for my Dark Angels. My Dark Angels, I'm going to do like a Zone Mortalis, like boarding actions, kind of boarding party force. A smaller Zone Mortalis force led by the Lion. I don't quite know why he's leading the force, but he might not actually be in the force. But I'm at least painting him up. He's gonna have like his little display base. Here's his display base. Look. Nice little display base on a plinth. So that's his little thing, which is quite cool. But he's going to have all of that. And then that's going to go on there and cover up a lot of that there. And then once so this is why I need to paint. That's why I need to paint all the. Should you get? Yeah, you definitely should. You definitely should. Is he in stock? Is he in stock? Right, we need some green as well, don't we? Because we need some green for the trim. If he's in stock, definitely pick him up because he's very, 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 very cool. Big base. So if you look at this, it has, where's the actual base? Oh, it's a bit easier to explain with Corax because I can't find the Lion's base. Where's his base gone? But you can see where the base fits in there. So this is like his display plate. This is what you get in this is Horus Heresy. So the big characters and stuff you get larger bases for, and then there's like a little slot there where the base fits. So if I can show you on Corvus Corax, this is Corvus Corax's base. Let me just clean the brush quickly. So Horus Heresy, for everybody who doesn't know, Warhammer 40,000 is in the year 40,000. The Horus Heresy is 10,000 years before, so the Horus Heresy is in year 30,000. So it's all about the heresy between all the legions. So that's Corvus Corax, that's his base. Same idea, I've just made a larger base for him. But then when you play with him, when you play a game with him, you remove the back bit, and then his base slides out of the display base, and then you can game with him. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's what these are. These are display plinths that fit together and support the characters and the units while you're not playing with them. Make them look cool. And I've just sculpted and made them larger, made them into larger plinths for display reasons, because I like painting and I like displaying models, and that's what the lion's base is. So this is the lion's base here, and then his base will sit in there. I've got a little shield which is going to go on the front, which is... Where's his shield? I've lost everything. Where's everything gone? Where's his shield gone? Anyway, there's a little Dark Angel shield which is going to go on the front here, which I can't find at the moment. Nearly picked up another shield over there, but I can't show you that one. No, can't see it. Anyway, yeah, so it's like that. Sorry if you had a question, Chris. I had to work via a phone call. Are you keeping him that black metallic? Nice. Saw Squidmar paint Gulliman in gold and not blue. So this is a dark metallic, but it's not been highlighted yet, and that's why I'm painting the cloak, because I need to paint the cloak before I can start highlighting and doing some like non-metallic style highlights on the metallic armor. So there we go. And we need to start painting the green trim. Hey, Olivia.
Christopher, read the chat. Avian has a suggestion for you.
Oh no, is it a typical avian suggestion? Chris, have a suggestion if your game. It's shifted into the Immaterium. Primarchs are like Captain Kirk, they are in charge, so they get to join the away team if they want to. That's very true. Yeah, have you got Valdor yet? Purples, is he in stock? What's the suggestion, Avian? Is this one of your suggestions that changes all my paint schemes that I've spent hours doing? For the lore, read the Tooth and Claw drop off stream and do a Cliff Notes version to talk about on stream. Just Tooth and Claw? Why specifically Tooth and Claw? I don't know whether that's something chat wants. Cookie, how are you doing? Might get the model and paint it myself for gaming. He's in stock, but I have a Jan. Oh, you do have a Jan Mal, but I think Jan just did the display part and he won't be playable. What? Can't you? Surely he's separate, or did he glue everything together so you can't get him out? Can be more, but you can control the law talk and you can talk about what interests you. Yeah, law talk is a very unique. I mean, yeah, ultimately, yeah. Because I can just talk about stuff that I like once I've read it. But like, if I did it on World Eaters, then the only person who'd be interested would be Stu. Lurk? No! Good idea though, Avian. I shall do my best. It'll probably be Night Lords. I'll probably read some Night Lords because I've got all my Raven Guard clear in my head. Well, not particularly clear in my head, but I've got loads of Raven Guard stuff. I need to start the Night Lord stuff ready for the Night Lord's mission. World Eater's Law. So anyway, we charged. Yeah. So anyway, we did a stew and we just went full send. You hope for a new Land Raider? Yeah, you won't get a new Land Raider. But with better ground clearance, Marines need treads, not this hover thingy. Good for skimmers, but we need proper heavy armour on the ground. Yeah, you won't get a new Land Raider. The Land Raider's perfect, I think. I don't think there'll be any chance of a new Land Raider kit coming out anytime soon. Unless you mean Horus Heresy, in which case you still won't get a new Land Raider because they've only just had one. Are there any books about White Scars? Yes, there are. The White Scars are in book... the White Scars are in... I can't find where it's listed. Avian will help you. Avian will help you, Piotr. See if I can guess. Book 8. Is it book 8? Book 8, Malevolence. Are White Scars in Malevolence? Book 8, Malevolence. White Scars, yes. So White Scars are in Book 8. So Big Black Book, Book 8. I can show you here quickly. So they are in Horus Heresy Book 8. They're in a book called Malevolence. There's loads of novels as well. Like there's plenty of novels, but they are on page 216. 216. Here we go. White scars. White scars. Yeah, 216. So then you get all the. Oh, that's just the. That's just the army rules. So the pictures and lore. There we go. White Scars Legion Veteran. What is that? White Scars Terminators look badass! White Scars Terminators look amazing! There's your heraldry. Light recon plate displaying the icon of the Falcon Claws, a specialised formation within the ranks of the White Scars. There's a White Scar Tactical Legionary. There's some shoulder pad variations. So yeah, book 8. Of course they do, but they are pissed off because they are slow. Fantastic. Why do I know that? It's because there are 9 books. There was 1 book before the Dark Angel book, which was the last book. Good guess. Right, let's do more of Tut Lion. It's really nice with space. I've got to try and keep my desk clear. So when I'm working on a project, I have to work on a project. I'm going to try and be good. Right. How's the super secret project going? It's nearly finished, dude. It's nearly done. I've got some highlights to do on a few last little bits. And then I can shift back to trying to plan the Night Lords. So to be fair, that the reading of the Night Lords book, I might do that so that I can kind of hype up some ideas. And then I can get Avian and Co to say, well, actually, that's wrong, but you could do this, and that would be cool. Like all the cool heroes and tanks, but first I think I have to start getting to like 10, 20 Marines, build them and then paint them. Right now I have 1. Yeah, definitely just chill and paint some Marines and get into it and paint cool stuff and enjoy yourself. Like I've got, this is half of my Raven Guard, which I took to One Stop Wargaming. Took to One Stop last night, so this is half of my. That's half of my Raven Guard. Oh, and 2 Night Lords down there. 2 Night Lords stuck at the bottom, but that's half of my Raven Guard. So that's 6 squads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. That's 7 squads. Did you game? No, I didn't. I was watching Stu play Marcus. So Marcus was Emperor's Children. Stu was playing his Slanesh Knights. 40k game, not Horus Heresy, and I just took the Raven Guard because One Stop is Stu, by the way. So One Stop Wargaming in chat is my friend Stu, and he was talking about getting into Horus Heresy and wanting to get into Horus Heresy. So I took my Horus Heresy, just 1 box of my Horus Heresy stuff, just so he could see like an idea of the scale and what they look like, what the models look like, and some ideas about lore and how you kind of hobby and things. Well, I kind of splurted out all the ideas about hobbying and how Horus Heresy is really cool for hobby. Stu didn't ask anything about that. I was just like, Stu, it's so cool! You get to do this! Stu, it's awesome! You're going to really like it, Stu. I influenced him, if I may. Those are the big backpacks. Those are the ones that can fly. Yes, they are the assault variants. They are the assault marines. So yes, I did a lot of excited hype influencing of Stuart. Hey, Ingains, how are you doing? But we'll play Horus Heresy kind of like at some point. Yesterday was an impromptu trip down because they were playing a game. Leo on YouTube, I'm new to 40k and don't know which way to go. There is a very comprehensive book on various chapters in Xenos. The Ultimate Guide. Yeah, the Ultimate Guide, you're not going to get that much out of the Ultimate Guide, to be honest. If you're not sure, are you not sure which way to go in terms of what army to collect? Yeah, I wouldn't waste £35 on the Ultimate Guide. You're not really going to get much from that. And I'm really good, thank you, Ingains. Spiky, welcome back. Just for looks. Welcome back, Spiky boy. So should I read some Night Lord stuff ready for next week? Because next week I can put my secret project to one side, clear them off my desk, and start looking at some Night Lords. Although I still need to do my more death in, don't I? So maybe I should do my more death in. I'll do my more death in while I read some Night Lord's lore. How about that?
As a demonstration of
Our power. The demonstration of our power. Okay. Eat your carrots before you have your pudding. What? Eat your carrots before you have your pudding. Sure, indulge.
I think I have one. In the truck.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Because if I start my Night Lords, there's that person called Avian in chat who will go, "Oh, have you thought about this?" And then I'll have to redo them anyway. Do you more death than before your Night Lords? I mean, I have to, because they're really cool, and I need to convert them, and I need to scratch build sniper rifles, because that sounds super cool. Because I haven't got any of the custom Night Lord squads yet. I haven't even got any Dark Furies yet, you see. Because I was going to convert them all out of Mark 6 Marines. And haven't got round to it yet. So... What colour do I have to do the Dark Angel symbol on his loincloth? Should I do that green, seeing as everything else is green? I don't really want to throw red on him, do I? It's my job to point you at all the cool things and watch you run hither and yon. Yeah, that's true. Save the best for last. Save what best for last? That looks pretty cool. Right, let's do. Yeah, I think that should be green, right? I think the Dark Angel wings on his loincloth need to be green. Also, I need to paint the bottom. I need to paint the bottom of the loincloth. I haven't painted the bottom. Nobody's pointed that out to me. Excuse me. I had to do work. Back now. Welcome back, dude. I can't remember what I was talking about. I was saying that Avian asked me what if I played a game last night, and I said no. I went down to watch you and play Marcus, and I just took my Raven Guard to show you what Horus Heresy looks like, and then got slightly excited and said it's really cool. Like there's loads of hobby cool stuff that you can do. So yeah. Don't do that. Watch Unite get slapped by Flawless Blades. Yes, 3 times. Let's call in sick. I can't call in sick, otherwise I'd make no money. 1,000 euros. 1,000 euros, Piotr. Hey RB, how you doing? Some hay fever has arrived. Oh no! So, yeah, that's the other thing. So I've got the idea, Stu. I think I don't think you were here when I was talking about this. The Raven Guard. I've got the 3 different colours for my Raven Guard. So I've got the kind of the dark turquoise that they are at the moment. That really kind of dark turquoisey grey. And then there's going to be jet black for the reconnaissance squads, and then there's going to be the red for the deliverers. So the deliverers are the Saturnine colour scheme, which I did. But then I also want to expand the deliverers, because the deliverers were sort of like the Terran-born Raven Guard that tried to get combined into the Raven Guard Legion, but Corvus Corax didn't really like the Terran-born stuff, so they kind of ended up getting sidelined and like used as distraction card effects kind of things. So they were all painted bright red and stuff. So I want to do a Deliverer Dreadnought, and I also want to do a Deliverer Land Raider to carry all my Terminators, all the Deliverer Terminators. So then the army will have like really, really cool variety across it as well, which is the same thing you can do with the World Eaters as well. Oh, thank you, Piotr. That's very, very kind. Thank you. 2 weeks ago, the Siege console came back in stock, so of course I bought 2 with a saber to bring my motor pool to 3. I still need to get the sabers. Yeah, I still need to get the sabers. So I think I'm going to move pretty much all of my tanks over to the Night Lords, apart from the Deliverer Land Raider. I think nearly all of my tanks are going to go over to Night Lords. I'm going to have 1 Predator. And then sabers for the Raven Guard. And I'm only going to have 1 Predator because I've mostly done all the painting on it already. So my Raven Guards are pretty much all infantry. And then the Night Lords will include some tanks, and then the Dark Angels will include some tanks going forward, but not initially, because the Dark Angels are more of a Zone Mortalis, kind of army at the moment. Just because I've got 2 units of Dark Angels, so I'm just going to kind of like add a couple of units of just base Marines, tactical Marines to that, just to do like a Zone Mortalis force. I don't want to commit to a whole Dark Angel army just yet. So that was where that came from. Little boarding force. So basically, so that they can all look like knights. So they can all look like Crusader knights. So I'm going to have like a unit of breaches on there with shields and things and stuff like that. I'm thinking World Eaters want to be 180. Oh, really? Oh, you're going to do 80% infantry. Oh, that's cool. Is that because that's kind of counter to what you've been doing in 40k? So it's like a little bit of a not like an opposite, but like a nice contrast. Because I've kind of thought the same thing. Because I like infantry armies, but I also kind of like the elite stuff in 40k, and the greatest infantry army in 40k is like Imperial Guard. So I have my Imperial Guard, but then in Heresy, I think the infantry looks so cool. So I thought I'll try and do an infantry one with the Raven Guard, and then also because like it's a little bit more stealth, and I can't quite get my head. It's not like I can't get my head around, but I can't quite get my head to accept that Raven Guard are going to have like a massive fucking tank hunter tank on a Spartan chassis sort of thing. And because I've already got that, I may as well give that to Night Lords, because Night Lords are a bit more of a terror, so I can imagine that being in the background, like just while things like happen. Like a Vindicator for me seems to fit the Night Lords, because that can sit at the back doing like terror tactics sort of thing, while they get into the enemy in melee and rip their skins off and put the skins all over their bodies. Whereas the Raven Guard, I think, would be quite cool just to have loads of infantry, like lots of there's like a couple of units of sniper rifles, there's those 2 units of reconnaissance squads that I want to do, then you've got all the assault marines that are kind of flying in, so there's lots of different ways of deploying and playing with the Raven Guard, having lots of like MSU units all over the place, and then all the tanks that I've got are just going to go in with the Night Lords, I'll probably end up having to get some new tanks for the Dark Angels when I expand upon the Dark Angels, when that ever happens. Whirlwind for Raven Guard, have them more Pathfinders calling. Yeah, like a Whirlwind makes sense for Raven Guard as well, but I don't have a Whirlwind, so I'm not that bothered. Like I have a... oh no, sorry, I do have a Whirlwind. Yeah, I do have a Whirlwind. It's painted up as Night Lord's colours though. But yeah, I could like put the Whirlwind at the back, or that would kind of make sense. I sort of want to do a Whirlwind with the new Whirlwind. The new Whirlwind with like the square missile pack. I quite like that one rather than the one with the missile launcher pods. But yeah, the Raven Guard have kind of ended up being very much like infantry heavy. So Raven Guard versus your World Eaters would actually be really cool, dude. Oh shit! What's the World Eater Legion rule? Which Whirlwind do I like? The new one. I've got the old one. Games Workshop sent me the old one. I painted it up as Night Lords. Didn't do a particularly good job. I rushed it and then put weathering powder all over it. So it doesn't look particularly good. So I probably need to wash a lot of the weathering powder off and then respray it. But I need to build the Vindicator. I've got the Vindicator, so I've got a Tank Hunter, like the big Spartan Tank Hunter, I've got that, so that's going to be for the Night Lords and everything. All those tanks are down there, they're ready to go whenever I start the Night Lords. But Scorpius Whirlwind, maybe for Raven Guard, more marine killy I think, versus the more indiscriminate bombardment of the regular Whirlwind. Is the Scorpius the new one? Is the Scorpius the one that's just been revealed? May I make a suggestion? I mean, I can't stop you, dude. Rite of War, the Crimson Path is World Eaters. Ugh, that sounds horrible. Do I want to know what it does? Do I want to know what it does? Yeah, so a lot of the Horus Heresy thing came from, like, Games Workshop sent me a load of the Horus Heresy releases, and it was just kind of allocating them to which Legion I wanted, sort of. So all the tanks I've got, don't really want to send them towards Raven Guard if I can help it. Fucking hell, is that all their rules? Units consisting entirely of infantry ignore the first wound inflicted on them each phase. Fuck off, Stu! Rampager squads gain the line subtype, allowing them to score objectives. Independent characters with the World Eaters rule gain I will not die 5+ while outside of their deployment zone. Fuck off, Stu! When hit by multiple attacks, the player chooses the order allocation and the casualties removed after all shots and weapons are revolved. You must include more units comprising entirely of infantry than all other types of units combined. Okay, that's cool. And then heavy support restriction. The detachment may only include a single heavy support choice. Okay, now I can see why you're going to do like 80% infantry. That's awesome though, man. Scorpius is the rounded one, an older one. The Scorpius was first a plastic resin, then came out in full plastic during 2. Okay, the Scorpius is one I've got then. 70 quid for 40 Mark II Space Marines is pretty decent, isn't it? 70 quid. Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. On sprue. On sprue, that's not bad, yeah. Yeah, on sprue, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Get a siege console or kit bash one for the Night Lords. That way you can sub him in, so you can unlock the phosphate shot. Yes, yeah. I haven't got to the character idea stage of the Night Lords yet, but yes, definitely that sounds cool. The Raven Guard were all like Moritats and Vigilators. So I get to play around with all the other ones like the siege consoles and the librarians and stuff for Night Lords, which is really cool. And then, Stu, we can do a Horus Heresy doubles. Terror weapons. The Night Lords would never stoop so low. I got cheap Marines and also was able to help out a friend who was in. Oh, that's really cool, Sinister. Yeah, that's really cool. What mark are they? Mark II. Oh, fantastic. The ones you wanted for Death Guard. Nice. Yeah, I need some Mark II for my Dark Angels. Because I want my Dark Angels to be a mix of Mark II and Mark III. So I've got 30 Mark III, I think. And unlike my Raven Guard, so my Raven Guard, this is the other thing as well, Stu. You need to work out whether you're going to be all the same mark or like scattered mark. So all my Raven Guard are all very regimented in terms of what their units look like. So all the units at the moment I've got for my Raven Guard are all Mark 6, and they all look the same and they're all very regimented and look very smart. And then the reconnaissance squads will be Mark 4, and that's it. So they're the only different marks, apart from Saturnine Terminators I suppose, they're the only different marks I'm having in the Raven Guard. And then the Dark Angels will be Mark 2 and 3, but they're going to be scattered between squads. So like one squad will have Mark 2 and Mark 3 within the squad, but they're only going to be Mark 2 and 3. And And then the Night Lords are just going to be everything, because the Night Lords are going to be like all kind of cobbled together and like all just like pulled all the marks together. So they will be more varied across the marks, but then the color scheme will look very coherent. So they will be visually different and visually chaotic, but with the marks which are in each unit. So like if I do a destroyer squad for the Night Lords, there might be a Mark 6, 2 Mark 2s, a Mark 3 and a Mark 4, something like that. They're all called Mark. Yes. All the Horus Heresy Marines are all called Mark. That's you know how the Stormtroopers are all based on one guy? Well, Space Marines are all based on one guy as well, and that guy is called Mark. I want my Death Guard to be dirty but not mutated, so the Mark II is with its extra panels and ridges. Yes, perfect. I'd see World Eaters as a bit cobbled together. Nice. 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 Stu, you're going to... Honestly, mate, I'm dead excited to see you start, because you're going to have an absolute fucking whale of a time. And another thing, mate, the models paint up so, not like easily, but stress-free. You know how 40k's just got fucking trim or details and shit everywhere? Horus Heresy models are so clean that if you wanted to, you could just like paint them one colour, chip them and wash them, and that's it, done. So you can kind of do the same with World Eaters. Like World Eaters, I would say try and get a nice, not too bright, but a bright grey, a really nice light grey, which you can then highlight with a tiny bit of white with the airbrush if you wanted to. But then that's going to show up all the kind of the dark grey chips, the dark brown chips from the rust, and then a little bit of streaking, and then the blood splatter. So I think they'll paint up really well. Yeah, Horus Heresy Space Marines paint up so beautifully, mate. It's bizarre. You'll understand when you start painting them. It's probably the best way to explain it. Oh, that was a question that I asked when you weren't here. Have you got the Age of Darkness box? Have you got like all the Mark 6s and stuff? With the Dreadnought and the Praetor and things? Because I know you said you've got the Praetor, but I don't know whether you just bought that separately or whether you got the box. Did you get the original Age of Darkness box when Heresy got re-released? World Eaters and Marines with a nice chipping and weathering on them looks such a... Yes! The trick or the danger with World Eaters is that they look messy when you've got them painted, which is why you want that really nice, almost crisp, really light grey, because then they don't look messy when you start adding all the chipping and stuff on. And you don't need much chipping, and then you don't need much blood either, because the white kind of shows it up and you get that nice contrast between them. Honestly, mate, I'm just dead excited that I've got somebody to play Horus Heresy with, because... Just need to learn to play. I mean, don't we both? But I mean, learning to play is piss easy. Learning to play is also playing Horus Heresy. So the Night Lords were one of the legions that stabbed the Loyalists in the back during the drop site massacre. Oh, were they? So he did not have a cull of the limited number of Loyalists left in the Night Lords, so he put those on the front lines to get rid of them. Wait, what? It seems like I've missed a bit there. For your information, there was a tiny bit of new lore in the drop site massacre splat book for the Night Lords. The one I've got. Oh, I'll flick through that then. What kind of HQ do you want? Some down and dirty ganger, a prissy underworld prince, some remnant of the Terran Night Lords who managed to skip out the culling during the drop site massacre. Haven't got a clue, dude. Haven't got a clue. I'll see you when I can get these Iron Warriors and we can book a table at Warhammer World. Sweet! Honestly, as a colour scheme, World Eaters white and blue is almost as cool as Death Guard. At drop site, the Loyalists didn't know the Light Lords and the Alpha Legion were the traitors yet. Oh, really? Nice. Piot, I hope this isn't a stupid question. As I have said, I've painted one painted Marine, a white scar. I did him mostly Vallejo metallic white and Vallejo cherry red metallic. Is that okay? It sounds awesome. Yeah, it sounds awesome. Sorry, I went off and running about HQ. Then I needed to explain why you could have a Terran HQ. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I don't. Got to think of. Yeah, cool stuff for HQs for sure. For sure. Yeah, the Raven Guard are pretty much like I looked at the HQ character choices you got access to and was like, well, I want gunslingers and snipers, so I've got Moritats and Vigilators. So I'll have to do the same with Night Lords. So much lore about the Night Lords, such sights I can show you. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so we need a green. Any questions, Stu? While we're all sitting here hyping about Horus Heresy and how cool it is. Avian Stu is trying to work out how to use new recruit as well. Moritats used to be that way solo, but I believe they changed them that you could attach them to. Yeah, you can put Moritats in destroyer squads. Read chat, you will see questions. Oh, have you got questions? How do characters work in Horus Heresy? Are they running around solo or in units? Kind of a little bit of both. You can attach them to units in the same way old 40k. So it depends on the character whether it's beneficial or not. I can't remember whether they have rules that apply to the unit or whether just putting them in the unit makes them a bit more protected. Do I really need an angry Terminator for the butchers? I mean, I would for kind of law rule of cool reasons. That's what I was. That's so. 40k. This is how I explained Horus Heresy a while ago. I've remembered it now. So 40k, you have to go out of your way. You have to go out of your way and use your own imagination to get lore into your army, to get something that you can relate to into your army, and then the rules don't support that in any way at all. The rules are just kind of like an absolute byproduct, like a chess game kind of thing. So if you wanted to, you could look at 40k and you could say, right, I'm going to have that unit, that unit, that unit, that unit, that unit, because these rules are the best rules. And those units don't really give you any information back. It's not working with you in terms of creating your army. In Horus Heresy, the rules support the lore and therefore the narrative back at you. So if you want to create a Butcher's Terminator unit with an absolute lunatic nutcase character in there, there are rules out there that make you go, oh, that's so cool. Yes, I want to do that. Like, I want this. I want to make this character because that rule is so thematic and so awesome. So Horus Heresy, the rules support the narrative in a much more fulfilling way than in 40k, whereas in 40k, the narrative has to come from yourself. There you go. That was I remember that was the kind of example of me trying to figure out what it was about Horus Heresy that was so much more fun. .40k rules support a short attention span meta, yeah. .40k rules are quite poor, I think. I don't quite like them because it's 40k now is you walk up to the table and you say, who can do devastating wounds? Okay, so you can do devastating wounds. Who can deep strike within 3? Okay, so you can deep strike within 3. Who can do X, Y, Z? So you go up to the table and you start asking rule questions. Whereas the 40k that I grew up with, like second, third, fourth edition, was you'd walk up to the table with your mate and say, okay, so who's your warlord? Oh my god, he's so cool. Like, what's he got? What does he do? And that's a far more exciting way to play a war game in my view. Whereas 40k has kind of shifted away from an actual tabletop war game now. And Horus Heresy is kind of getting a little bit of that scratching the itch back. So, Stu, do you want to have an angry Terminator in your Red Butchers? Feels right. Doesn't it? Feels right. Like I haven't got a character in my deliverers. I can't decide. This is actually a really good conversation to have with Twitch chat. I can't decide whether to have a deliverer character. Should I have a deliverer's character in the army anywhere, or should my Raven Guard be like all the characters in my Raven Guard all be pure pure deliverance characters who are using the deliverers as units to be the distraction carnifexes. The furthest I've got to a character for the deliverers is that deliverer dreadnought that I had the idea for, and I still need to do the Moritat dreadnought, by the way. Why not? For the reasons that I've just said. Hero protagonist, the deliberator. Hero protagonist, the deliberator. That's fucking amazing. Credit to Neil Stephenson for that one. Snow Crash was indeed a good book target. Hero protagonist, that's fantastic. Yeah, I kind of want to keep the deliverers. I kind of want to keep the deliverers really like slavey, like used. Like the Raven Guard army is using them. So if I did make a character, a deliverer character, they would have to be like the lowest rank. Like they would have to be like a lowest rank character in the army. That's like, it's one of those guys who's like really pleased to be there kind of thing. Give him chains and manacles. I think that's probably a little bit too far. A consul. The reason is your distraction carnifex unit can be led by a cheap leader to create a story about them. The Dave Lister of your armour, the lowest rank on this slip. Well, he's not the lowest rank on the ships, is he? Like if I tell the laboratory knights to do something, they jump to it. Yes, Mr. Lister, sir. So I'd have to have the laboratory mice. Yeah, you can't catch me out with Red Dwarf quotes, dude. Okay, so a console, a deliverer console. What would a deliverer console? Where would he be? Would he go with the deliverers or the Saturnine Terminators or something? What would he have? He would have like shitty weapons. So just give him like a power sword and a bolt pistol. So he's going to have a power sword and a bolt pistol. I just got into 40k. My first army I did this week is Dark Angels. Nice! You've done an army in a week! Welcome to the hobby, Fargrim. That is really close to Fulgrim, but you've started with Dark Angels. Don't you like 50 Shades of Raven Guard? 50 Shades of Raven Guard? Oh, the chains and manacles. Yeah, no, I think that feels like a Night Lordsy thing. I don't think I particularly want to like chain and manacle up a deliverer hero. That doesn't quite feel right. 50 Shades of Crows. Welcome back, Purples. What HQ choice would you put in your Termes? I suppose it's just like a what's it's a console, isn't it? One underneath a Praetor. Unless you put the Praetor in there. Would you put the Praetor in there? I don't know whether you would. I think the Praetor, would the Praetor be, I mean it kind of would be front line for World Eaters, wouldn't it? He doesn't read Twitch chat. I don't read Twitch chat. I keep trying to read comments you're responding to, then realising you're reading YouTube chat. Yes, so I try, whenever I read YouTube chat, I do try and say Fargrim on YouTube. I just got into 40k and my first army that I did this week is Dark Angels. Just so that you know as Twitch chatters. Everyone knows Chris can't read. I definitely do read. I read very, very well. Thank you very much. Are you understanding New Recruit a bit more now you've been on it for a bit, Stu? If so, can you teach me?
That's why I'm here, because that oversized black pudding can't read.
Whatever, whatever. I got jacket potato tonight for dinner. I've just made so I can see all the units. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's fine. If you've got tactical marines, they all need a Vox and they all need a back banner, because those can remove statuses. You know, when I said that the game is likes giving states to units, the Vox and the back banner Vexilla remove statuses, or one of them does. I can't remember which one. Counterfracti Praetor has matching special rules as the Butchers and can have something called an Excoriator Chain Axe. I mean, that's cool already, dude. Oh. I've got a 3D print file, Stu, which is identical as well. I've got a 3D print file. I've got a 3D print file. For that. If you want a rather large Excoriator Chain Axe, that looks a little bit similar. That looks like it could possibly be one. And also, as well, Stu, don't forget, this might be one of the best sources of. Might be one of the best sources for cool things. Just grab one of these boxes. Because they've got crazy, although to be fair, where's it gone? Yeah. To be fair, that's pretty cool as well. That's even cheaper. That's a fucking cool axe. Where are the little hand axes? Oh, this one hasn't got the little cool hand axes. Hang on. Corpse Grinder Cult. So this one has. Why don't they show? I have to go into that now. This one has like little hand chain axes. which are really cool, like these little things. And also badass cool heads. And cool little axes and swords and things. So these ones are pretty cool. They'll be a really good little source of bits. I imagine the scale is pretty close. So I'd maybe check just before you do it. I grabbed a single sprue from eBay for like 10 quid actually. So that wasn't too bad. Did that ages ago. Cacti predators. Yeah, cacti predators. Just the name makes it sound awesome, right? Status effects are big in 3, hence the need for the Voxilla and the Vox. Yes, that's what I just said. Necromunda went to get into so bad. Can't even build and paint what I got. Cookie, get Necromunda. Necromunda's cool, dude. Right, let's do... What is a prime unit? Oh, dude, right, okay. So, if you look at the detachments... hang on, let me see if I can find a detachment picture. Horus Heresy detachments. So, if you look at... here we go, look. Image of new tab. So, if you look at your detachments... So you can have, this is a primary crusade detachment, so that's an HQ choice. I think these are elites, and I think these are just normal normal infantry units. If they have a thing around them like that, so within this detachment you can have one elite unit that's a prime unit, and you can have one like troop choice as a prime unit. A prime unit has a special prime rule. I can't remember where that rule is, but it will show up as a prime rule probably in new recruit somewhere. I can't remember whether it's... I think it's attached to the army special rules. So if you look at the army special rules, there'll be prime unit special rules within there, and then they get something extra as well. So for instance, in this crusade one, you could have like 3 elite units. One of them, like for the sake of argument, maybe the butchers can all be elite units. So you could have 3 units of butchers, but 1 unit of the butchers would be a prime unit. Therefore, they get a special rule on top of that, and therefore that one would be the one that the Praetor goes with, because that's like his badass unit or something. So yeah, they are prime rules that they get in addition to the army rule. It's badass. It's cool. It's really cool. New recruit has Horus Heresy army builder. Yeah, so Avian One Stop's working on new recruit at the moment. It's just really difficult to work on. It's really difficult to understand. So that's what he's working through at the moment. Sorry, I got a bounce. No worries. See you later. Have a good one, dude. Quick question before you go as well. That SOCOM it hasn't got a silencer on it, right? Because I've got the file for the silencer as well. So, if I need to, so I could print a silencer off I can't imagine it would come with one. See you later. Sorry, what are you sorry for, Avian? Permission to ask a dumbass question then? Yeah, of course you can. Why do you keep asking permission? Is it the HQ that unlocks slots, or do the prime units do that as well? Shit, I can't remember. I can't remember how it unlocks slots. Yeah, there's a way that you unlock slots, isn't there? So you have... If you have a prime... If you have a prime, doesn't it... Hang on. If you have a prime, does that unlock the next one? So prime slots have a logistical benefit. You can add any one battlefield role slot of your choice to the detachment. That's it, yeah. So primes give you an extra slot. Command unlocks Orgs detachment. Specific units may unlock other. Cheers, Ghost Hawks. Champion unlocks the Apex Elite detachment. In tunnel vision, I'm making a Dreadwing army, and then looked up and went, wait a minute. Yeah, the Dreadwing. I want to make a Deathwing army. Sexy Science Hannah is in the house, in the house. Sexy Science Hannah is in the house, in the house. Hey, Sexy Science Hannah. How you doing, Hannah the Sexy? We're talking, we've been talking Horus Heresy, Hannah, and we've been talking Iron Warriors a little bit. Doing okay, how about you? I'm very well, thank you. Doing very well, thank you. How's your morning going so far, Hannah? No complaints yet. How about yours? Good, thank you. Yeah, I've got my car booked in for a new tyre. So that it gets a new tyre on Friday, next Friday. They're just ordering the tyres in, so that's good. It was struggling a little bit last night going to see Stu. And we've also been talking about Night Lords and a few ideas for Night Lords characters and things. A little bit unsure why I didn't paint that. Why haven't I painted that? What brush am I using? An Artist Opus M series size 1. If I do estimation what brush in Twitch chat, I can copy you the link to post in YouTube chat. There you go. There you go, Jeff. They are fantastic. And this is just like a little short stubby one. Because it's one that I've got to hand. The one I really like is the size 0 Artist Opus Series S. This one's a 00, but like this one's really tiny. But I tend to do a lot of my work with a size 0 Series S, but this one's a size 1 M, Series M. What's the average lifespan of one of their brushes with care? It completely depends how much you paint. Like, six months for me. Six months with a good tip, and then it gets relegated to base coating and shit, metallics. What's the difference between the series? So, the Series M and the Series S. So this one's an M, and the bristles are short and stubby. So you can see the angle of the tip is very short and stubby, whereas the Series S is long and thin. So they still both have really nice points. These ones are, you can be, again in terms of levels of painting, I can be quite I think I can be a little bit more aggressive with this one in terms of how much pressure I can put on. A Series S, I'm tending to do a little bit more kind of line work with, or kind of really careful detail. This is a bit more stipply. I can stipple quite aggressively with this one, but the tips are still really nice. But this one, I'm not going to get that tip in to do eyes or anything. So I like painting with a size 0 Series S. I do a lot of my painting with. I just happen to have an M series handy at the moment. Do you clean them every day? Yes. Proper clean. Probably twice a week. You get if you get a set, you get a little pot of the soap. See, there's a tiny bit of paint coming off this one. This one's pretty clean. There's nothing really coming off that one. I've got one tiny bit of paint speck. 2 tiny bits of paint speck off this one. So there's nothing really on that one. This one's quite clean. Right. I think I can glue that arm on and then start to paint some metallics. Or do we have to paint that? What colour is his Aquila on his chest? Red. You got the Gentastic brush coupe, although you're using Rosemary & Co ones. Nice. Valdor is completely glued, so I'll have to get one for gaming. Oh, Diddums. Oh no. Do you want to ship it to me, Purples, and then I can paint you a commission Valdor for gaming in like non-metallic awesomeness? A real good centerpiece. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I'll DM you. Oh, really? Oh, cool. Thank you. I was expecting a no. That would be cool. And you are a return customer, Purples. Do you know what colour scheme you're going to do your custodians, Purples? Are you going to do them black and purple like those shield dude people things? Shield wardens? Shadow wardens? Shield shadows? Black and some purple. Nice. So do you want would you want Valdor in like black and purple? Or would you want him in like really cool gold with black and purple influences? He has his own scheme. Gotcha. Have you seen this, Purples? Were you here when I showed this off? I've got to print the other wings. Oh, you saw it. Okay. Did you see these as well? And these, although I need to reprint these because the wings have failed. They're so tiny. They're so cool, aren't they? And then this, and I sanded that down, so it's a little bit cleaner now. But I need to sand it a little bit further, and then put that jaunty angle hole in. Eldar ships are so damn cool. Eldar ships are really cool. Eldar ships are really cool. Where do Eldar go for art supplies? I don't know, Sexy Science Hannah. Where do Eldar go for art supplies? Craft World. How is Hannah so funny? How is a sexy scientist like Sexy Science Hannah also funny? It's not fair, is it? It's not fair. It's literally not fair. She's like the sexy science version of Ryan fucking Reynolds. Sexy, sciencey, and funny. No one thinks I'm funny. Literally everybody in Twitch chat just laughed. H&M breaking news. Sexy Science Hannah is funny and
HNN breaking news. OMG, why didn't anyone tell me that the Hannah of Sexy Science Roth is here? More at 9 after I inflict pain to random people.
Yes. H&M breaking news. Sexy Science Hannah of Wrath is also funny.
HNN old fucking news. We all know that the Hannah of Sexy Science Roth is funny as hell. You were just discovering it, Touristifer.
There we go. It's me. I'm everybody in chat. Everybody in Twitch chat literally just laughed at Sexy Science Hannah's funny joke. You're back from getting your mail. Congrats, welcome back. Congrats, welcome back. Now you have sponges for weathering, clamps to fix the old ass Land Raider, and Violet Crumble. The fuck is Violet Crumble? Better version of Cadbury's Crunchy. Better? There's nothing better than a Cadbury's Crunchy. try a dark chocolate violet crumble. Iconic Australian chocolate bar featuring a crumbly shattered honeycomb toffee centre coated in milk or dark chocolate. Oh. There we go. The fuck is a violet crumble? There you go. It's been answered. Okay, shall we glue his arm on? I think we should glue his arm on. Maybe. Next thing you are going to do is deny the existence of cherry ripe purple. What's cherry ripe purple? I mean, that's just like, we've no idea what that is, so that's just like throwing in another, well, you don't know what this is either. So we're obviously going to deny the existence of cherry ripe purple because we've never heard of it. I won't deny the existence, but Tim Tam are the best. It's like you all never went to Australia. I know, right? I should have nipped down to Australia this morning, but You could have ridden an emu while boxing some roos. Spiders or snakes? Right, let's do it. I think we're ready. I'm getting impatient. I'm getting impatient.
Great. Focus!
Sorry, I was painting too high.
Focus! Focus!
Oh, I think there's a bit of that that's supposed to be cloak, isn't it? The battery's gone already. Oh, we're going to struggle today then. Where's my other battery?
Hold on. I think I have one in the truck.
We're going to struggle today because that battery's only half full. Oh yeah! He's going to be awesome. He's going to be awesome. Never had an issue with any of the spiders when I visited my mum, however, when she grew up, got bit by a spider that created a divot in her leg. Ouch. Right, so I need to, once I've finished my secret project, which is very, very nearly done now, so that's very, very nearly done, should be finished for tomorrow. I need to get my More Death In cloaks done. I just need to I need to do a cloak. I'm going to try it, if I can finish these tonight, which I think I should be able to, then I'll try and sculpt a More Death In cloak this weekend. Oh, sexy science, Hannah. We're gonna start some. Metallicing soon. You're playing with Poe? What colour should his wings go? Are his wings gold? They're not gold, are they? Aren't they red? Are they red? My Tux Carl seems to have taken an interest in the paintbrush on screen. He's turning into a TV obsessed kitty. Oh, hey, Pusscat. Yeah, are his wings red? I think they're red, aren't they? Somebody correct me before I paint them red. I think they're red, or do we paint them metallic? Poe is adorable. I throw her a little plastic ring and she fetches it and brings it back to me so that I can throw it again. Aww. Pusscat Poe. Well, red wings, right? Seeing as like all the wings are red on here. It needs a bit more colour, doesn't he? So I suppose red wings, not silver. No, with cats they train you to entertain them. Okay, well, red wings it is. I know it's like a drill to go in there because it's really difficult to hold on a plinth, but okay. That doesn't look bad.
Check the link to Christopher. Tongue.
Check the link. Official artist White Wings. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, and he's got a gold. He's got a gold. Fuck's sake. Okay, well the gold emblem on his loincloth can go green because I don't think that looks too bad, but I'll have to do his wings white because that does look cool. Have I got any grey on my wet palette? I don't. Thank you. You're frosting. You're frosting as well. How you doing, Greenleaf? You need to turn your heater on. You cold? Definitely turn your heater on if you're cold, dude.
Well, he just said he's frozen, you silly Billy.
No, he said he was frosting. He just said he was frosting. Right, well there we go. There's one coat of grey. Thank you, Purples, for correcting my error. There we go. Not bad. It's going to be really cool when we get to do Korax as well. I've just got to sort myself out and finish Korax off because I need to do his whip. So as soon as I can, so that we can do Korax as well, because that'll be fun. There we go. Right. It is 6 o'clock, so I'm going to finish up. What colours is lion head? gold. Right, now I just need to find his base. Because I've lost his base. I don't know where his base has gone. So I need to find I need to find his base, and then I also need to dry brush and everything, all the details and the rocks and everything and the tiles. Where has his base gone? I don't know where his base has gone. I don't know why his base has just decided to vanish. It's got to be somewhere, obviously. Maybe I should make a new one with that. With that Imperial Eagle on it, embossed on it. It's got to be around there somewhere. Anyway, it'll turn up. I'll find it. Right. There we go, everybody. So we'll be back tomorrow. We will stream tomorrow. We'll do funky cool stream tomorrow. Probably more Horus Heresy again. So you can come and chit-chatter away with some Horus Heresy. See who is around. Who should we raid you into? Avelia's on. Avelia is on. Oh, fine, running away. Oh, fine, running away. What? Avelia is on. Let's go say hello to Avelia. Come back, I will bite your kneecaps off. What? Why would you bite my kneecaps off? Why would I come back if you threaten to bite my kneecaps off? I think he's looking pretty good. I could probably glue him on his base. Do you think? So if I can find his base, I might be able to glue him on his base, because then it'll be easier than having him like this. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Okay, have a good one. I'll catch you all later, everybody. Take care. Have a good evening, and I'll